Gold beyond imagination, a wealth that broke economics. In the heart of West Africa during the 14th century stood the Mali Empire, home to a ruler whose fortune would eclipse that of any modern billionaire. Mansa Musa wasn't born into kingship. He ascended to power in 1312 following the mysterious disappearance of his predecessor, who vanished during an Atlantic expedition. What made Mansa Musa extraordinary wasn't just his crown, but the ground beneath his kingdom. Mali controlled nearly half the world's gold supply, with the precious metal flowing abundantly from mines across his territory. While Europe struggled through economic hardships, Mansa Musa's empire flourished with riches most couldn't comprehend. But wealth alone doesn't create legends. It was Mansa Musa's actions that etched his name into history. Under his rule, the cities of Timbuktu and Gao transformed into intellectual powerhouses. He funded libraries, universities, and mosques, attracting scholars from across the Islamic world. The University of Sankore in Timbuktu became one of the world's premier centers of learning, housing approximately 25,000 students and a library with an estimated 700,000 manuscripts. The moment that truly immortalized Mansa Musa came in 1324 when he embarked on his Hajj, the Islamic pilgrimage to Mecca. This wasn't merely a religious journey, it was a procession that would stun the medieval world. His caravan stretched as far as the eye could see. 60,000 people, including 12,000 servants, each carrying golden staffs. 500 servants preceded him, each carrying a solid gold staff weighing 6 pounds. The most astonishing part? Mansa Musa brought along 80 camels carrying 300 pounds of gold each. That's 24,000 pounds of gold, worth billions in today's currency. But numbers alone fail to capture the impact of this display. When Mansa Musa's caravan arrived in Cairo, the economic shockwaves were immediate. He distributed gold with such generosity that he accidentally devastated the local economy. The sudden influx of gold caused severe inflation, devaluing the metal for over a decade. Imagine being so wealthy that your spending habits crashed an entire region's economy. Contemporary accounts describe Mansa Musa's generosity as boundless. He gave gold to the poor and built a mosque every Friday during his journey. In Cairo, he handed out so much gold that people spoke about it for years afterward. One Egyptian official noted, "This man flooded Cairo with charity and generosity. There was no person, officer of the court, or holder of any office who did not receive a sum of gold from him." The pilgrimage wasn't just about displaying wealth, it was strategic diplomacy. Mansa Musa established diplomatic relations with rulers across North Africa and the Middle East. He recruited scholars, architects, and artists to return with him to Mali, further enriching his kingdom's cultural and intellectual landscape. Upon returning home, Mansa Musa commissioned grand building projects. The famous Jinga Mosque in Timbuktu, built under his patronage, still stands today, a testament to his vision. He transformed Timbuktu from a desert trading post into a cultural epicenter that attracted intellectuals from across the Muslim world. His wealth came not just from gold, but from Mali's control of crucial trade routes across the Sahara. Salt, ivory, and slaves moved through his kingdom, with each transaction filling his treasury. Mansa Musa understood economic power. He maintained a monopoly on gold production and controlled the prices of goods entering and leaving his empire. What makes Mansa Musa's wealth truly remarkable is its scale relative to his time. Economists and historians who've attempted to calculate his net worth in modern terms have suggested figures ranging from $400 billion to an almost incomprehensible $1 trillion. For comparison, today's richest individuals hover around $200 billion. Yet despite his unimaginable wealth, Mansa Musa remained devoutly religious and focused on improving his kingdom. He wasn't just accumulating treasure, he was building a legacy through education, architecture, and cultural development. Under his rule, Mali became known not just for its gold, but for its scholarship and artistic achievements. After his death around 1337, Mali continued as a powerful empire for some time, though it never again reached the heights achieved under Mansa Musa's rule. European mapmakers would draw him on their charts for centuries afterward, depicted sitting on a throne of gold, holding a golden scepter and sometimes a golden nugget. 8 centuries later, we still measure wealth against the golden standard of a West African king whose generosity crashed economies and whose vision built universities that outlasted his empire. Share your thoughts below.